Hi, this is Paul at the Mission Bay Aquatic Center in San Diego. We're going to walk through how to set up our RS Quest here at the Mission Bay Aquatic Center. I've already launched the boat. Before I did that, I made sure my plug was in it. I grabbed my sails. That's all I need to get this boat set up. With the boat on the beach, the first thing I'm going to do is get the jib set up. Now the jib's actually already up and furled up underneath this sock right here, so I need to take down the sock, which is the protective cover. It's held up with our main halyard. The main halyard is right here on the starboard side of the mast. I'm going to uncleat that, undo the buckles, and undo the zippers as I pull the sock down. With the sock down, now I'm going to untie my main halyard. You'll notice there's just a plastic ball right here. There's nothing for me to untie. To loosen up the knot, I pull the plastic ball away from the cover, and now the ball is going to come back through the loop. I don't want to let this go because I don't want to lose it. So for right now, I'm just going to tie this right here on the front of the mast so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, now we're ready to raise the mainsail. Usually you want to point a boat straight into the wind to raise the mainsail, and that'll work just fine on this boat. But you'll notice we have this bar right here. This bar serves as our boom vang. It's actually called a nav, which is vang spelled backwards because it's upside down compared to a typical boom vang. To make sure the sail doesn't rub on the nav as we put the sail up, I'm actually going to point the boat slightly to the right of straight into the wind before I attach my sail. Got my main halyard right here in my hand. To attach the main halyard, I'm going to push a loop of the line through the head of the sail. The ball comes through that loop and you cinch it down tight. That's as simple as it is to attach our line to our mainsail. Okay, now raising the sail, first I'm going to put this slug that's at the head of the sail into the mast, and then I'm going to feed the bolt rope in. It goes in right here along the trailing edge of the mast. Now I can use my halyard to pull the sail up while I feed the sail into the luff groove. I'll get most of the way up and I'll find another slug. That slug goes into the mast as well. And then I can raise it the rest of the way up. I want to pull the sail all the way up, put it in the cleat, and my mainsail is up. The next step is I'm going to secure the tack. We have this webbing strap. This is going to go around the mast, underneath any lines that are here, except for the main halyard. We're going to go over the top of the main halyard, and then we don't need to pull it tight. We can go loosely around here, put the Velcro on there. Now I'm going to rig the downhaul. It's this blue line right here on the mast. Goes through the tack of the sail into a cleat on the other side. I'm just going to take the tension out of it right now and put it in the cleat. Now with both the sails up, we have a lot of line in the boat from the excess halyard. This sail has pockets sewn on either side, so we can take our halyard, and I'm just going to loosely coil it up here in my hand. And then take that coil, store it right there in the pocket to get it out of the boat so it doesn't tangle up on anything. That was my main halyard. Now I'm going to take my jib halyard and do the same thing with that. All right, now I'm going to rig the clew of the sail and rig the boom onto the sail. So I'm going to pick up the boom, bring it to the sail. We've got a slug sewn onto the sail at the clew. That goes into a groove right here along the boom. Now to rig my outhaul, I take my outhaul through the clew of the sail, back through the end of the boom, forward to a cleat right here. And again, for right now, I'm just going to take the slack out of that and put it into the cleat. Now our mainsail is completely set up. The last thing I need to do is set up the rudder. I've got the rudder assembly right here. I'm going to line up the pinions with the gudgeons, put it on until I hear it click. And now we have a safety lanyard right here so we don't lose the rudder. Just attaches to this loop that's on the transom of the boat. Okay, the boat's set up. Let's go sailing. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to start right here on the side of the boat near the shroud is the easiest place to control the boat. I'm going to walk it out here to where it's getting floating. Now my crew person's going to get in the boat and we're going to get out on the water. All right, now my boat's floating. I've turned it to make sure I'm not pointed to the no-go zone. My sails are still loose. Got my crew member on the boat. We've got our life jackets on. Now I'm going to walk to the back of the boat, grab my tiller, and step calmly into the boat. I don't need to be in any hurry to roll out my jib or pull my main in. I want to get my rudder down and my centerboard down. To get the rudder down, I lift up on the tiller, push straight back, and then down to lock it. My tiller's down. Amanda, my crew person, is going to put the centerboard down by grabbing the top of it and pulling it all the way aft. Okay, now we're ready to unroll our jib. To unroll the jib, Amanda's going to uncleat the furling line by pulling it down and then pull on the sheet to unroll our sail. All right, I want to walk you guys through a tack so you don't struggle with this tiller extension too much. First of all, I'm holding it correctly low and across my body. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into a tack. To tack, I'm going to push the tiller towards the sail. I'm going to let the tiller extension come aft so that it clears the main sheet right here. Once the boom crosses the center line, I cross over to the other side, switch hands behind my back, sit down on the new windward side. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. We're having a lot of fun sailing these boats here on Mission Bay. We hope to see you guys down here soon. Get on the water with us. You want to learn how to use these boats? Take a look at Mission Bay Aquatic Center, sign up for a lesson.